Hi everyone. I hope you all are doing good in this situation and you all are safe at home. So our today's class will be on this particular software that is called Autodesk 123D Design. I know this is a completely new thing to you, so I will be first giving a small introduction to you about this software, and then we'll be starting off with a few projects on it. Okay. So this particular software is called Autodesk 123D Design. Over here, you can design 3D objects, and after that, you can also print that 3D objects in a printer called a 3D printer. Okay, so this is the particular software where you can design a 3D any 3D object, anything of your choice. It can be a vase, it can be a coffee mug, anything. Okay, so first let me just introduce you to the things of this particular software. So over here you can see a grid like thing over here. This is called a work plane. Okay, so the projects that will be done on this work plane only, and there is an option for just hiding this work plane. Okay, so that is called the grid visibility. If you want to hide this work plane, you can also hide it like this, and if you want to don't, you can just leave it as it is. So over here at the top we have some options over here. Now these particular options are the primitives. These primitives means these are the shapes. These particular things over here, you are seeing this box, sphere, this cylinder, this cone, all these things are 3D objects or 3D shapes. Okay, and you also have 2D shapes over here like a rectangle, circle, this ellipse, and a polygon. So you have only four options for 2D, but you have a lot of options for 3D over here, 3D shapes. But you can also transfer 2D objects to 3D objects over here. Okay. So before starting off, let me just tell you what is the difference between a 2D and a 3D object. In a 2D object, from the name 2D, you can easily fetch that 2D means two dimensional. That means it has only two dimensions, that is length and breadth. But what it makes differ from 3D? 3D is nothing different, but the only thing that is different from 2D, that is height. Because in 3D from the name you can see that is three dimensions. So in 2D that was two dimensions, length and breadth. But in 3D there are three dimensions, that is length, breadth, and height. Okay. So anything that we see in our house, maybe a coffee mug, maybe a pen, anything, so that is all 3D objects. Okay, like us, you are also 3D objects because we also have a height. So anything that has a height is called a 3D object. Okay, fine. So let me just I just told you about these primitives over here. These are the shapes, these are 3D shapes, these are the sorry, these are the 2D shapes, and these are the 3D shapes over here. And over here these are the like these are the sketches over here. Then you also have many options like this construct. See, like this modify over here. There's many options over here. So these particular options are used generally for making the projects. Okay, so the more the projects are more difficult, so more number of these options are required to make that project good to see. Okay, so today we'll be doing two projects, that is number one, that is coffee mug, and number two, that is a flower vase. Okay, so let me just tell you about a few options that we'll be needing over here. First, that is extrude. Extrude is a very important option in this 3D designing. It is generally used to convert a 2D object to a 3D object. Okay, first let me give you an example. Suppose I'm taking a 2D shape from here. Suppose I'm taking a rectangle from here. Whenever I'm clicking on this rectangle, this particular thing is coming on this work plane. Okay, and whenever I'm clicking on this work plane, sorry, on this rectangle, so you'll be getting some options over here. Like you can see some options over here. See, this is move means you can move the shape to any side of this work plane. Okay, then you will be getting scale. Scale means with the help of scale you can just increase the size or decrease the size of the particular shape that you have. The next option that comes, that is extrude. Extrude means you can change this particular 2D shape to a particular 3D shape. So what this option gives us, this option gives this particular 2D shape a height. How? Whenever I will just click on this, what will happen? An arrow like thing will come to me. Whenever this come to me, I will just click on this arrow like thing and it will, I will drag it upwards. Okay, whenever I will drag it upwards, you can see that this particular thing is getting a height to it. So as much as you pull it upward, the height of this particular 2D shape will increase. Okay, then you will press enter and see this particular thing has become a 3D shape from a 2D shape. So this was the thing. You can just see this particular 2D shape has become a 3D shape. Okay, now I'll just be deleting it and see over here. You can see one thing, that the base, that is the 2D shape from which I was converted it to a 3D shape, that particular thing is still there. So I'll be deleting it again. Okay, now I'll be start off with a coffee mug. Fine. For making a coffee mug, you need very basic steps. Okay, the steps will include taking a cylinder first. So I'll be taking a cylinder over here. I'll be taking a cylinder. Okay, I have taken a cylinder over here. And another shape that we need is this particular thing, torus. This torus is used to make the handle of the cup. Okay, so at first what we will do, let me just zoom in a bit so that you can all see nicely. Okay, so at first what we will do, I will just click on the right uh, mouse right button of my mouse, and I will just rotate the work plane like this. You can rotate your work plane to different angles to see how your project is going on. So I'll be just rotating it to my different angle. Okay, then I will just selecting the top view or the top portion of this particular cylinder. So as soon as I select the top view or the top portion of this particular cylinder, what happens, a particular settings comes to me. So what these settings are, the from these three options we will need the shell. What will happen, whenever I will click on the shell option, this particular cylinder will become hollow. So let me show you how. Whenever I will click on this, as I clicked on this, see, you can see easily this particular thing has become hollow, and this arrow has been given to select the thickness of your edge or the thickness of your border of the cup. So I'm just making a bit more thick. Okay, so it's done. Now I'll be just showing you how it is. Say it is hollow from inside, you all can see this. So this is hollow from inside. Okay, fine. So now the work with the cylinder has been done. We have no more work with the cylinder. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to use this torus to make the cup of the handle. Okay, fine. So let me start with this torus. The first thing that we have to do is whenever you click on this shape, some settings will open up for you. The settings are move. This is called smart scale. Then is scale. Okay. So when I have shown you the 2D object, over there you have seen that there is only one option to increase the size or decrease the size, that is scale. But in 3D you get a different scale, that is a smart scale. Smart scale means whenever you use the smart scale, you can increase the size or the dimension of this particular 3D shape from any particular direction you want. Okay, but in 2D that is not possible. You can only increase the size linearly or you can decrease it linearly. Okay, now let me, what I will do is I will not select smart scale now. I will just select scale now. Whenever I have selected scale, see, you can see over here this particular arrow has come to me again, and I will stretch it backward to make it small. See, this is particular thing is becoming small. Okay, so this size is enough, and if I need I will change it afterwards. Okay, then what I will do is I will use move, and I will turn it upwards. Like see, I'll just use this particular thing over here, this one. Okay, I'll just use this one and I will, okay, not this. I'll be using this particular thing and I'll be turning it 90 degree. Okay. See, always it's not possible to make it perfectly 90 degree with our hand or with the help of a mouse. So you will have an option also for writing the assumed angle you want. Okay, so I'm writing 90 degree over here. I'm just writing 90. So as soon as I write 90, it has become perfectly 90 degree. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to bring this particular torus up the work plane, because you can see over here this particular torus is down the work plane. See, a bit part 40% of the torus is down the work plane. So I have to take it upwards and then I have to move it towards that particular cylinder. Okay, and I have to attach it with. Okay. So what I will do, I'll again use the option move over here. Let me use the option move. I'll stretch it upwards. Okay, stretching upwards, and then I'm moving it towards this particular cylinder or towards our cup. Again I will, with the help of the right button of the mouse, again I will check whether it is at the particular position I want or not. Okay, so let's see, it is at the particular position not. So see, it is not at the particular position you want, because we have to make it to the middle of the cup, because the handle of a cup stays always at the middle, so you have to bring it at the middle of the cup. So again I will use this particular arrow to take it leftwards. Yes, like this. Again I will check. So see, it is not still at the middle. Again I will use this and I will take it a bit more left. So you can see over here this particular thing is almost at the middle of the cup. So now what I will do, now I will take this towards the cup and I will insert it through this. See, you can see over here I have inserted it through into the cup. See over here I have inserted it into the cup. I have to insert it a bit more inside. Yes. So this is the perfect shape. Now what we have to do is, the next step we have to do is, you can see over here that this particular shape and this particular shape are different. So I will be using an option called merge to make it a particular single object. So I'll be going to this option combine, and from there we'll be using this option merge. So whenever I'll click it on merge, I'll be showing two options, that is target solid mesh and source solid mesh. So our target solid mesh is this cylinder and our source solid mesh is this particular torus. And whenever after selecting both of this, I'll press just a enter and see. The magic has been done and this particular two things has been attached together and has been made together. But our cup is almost ready. The only problem that is there, that is inside also there is a part left that is not needed. So what I will do is, I will just zoom in. I will just take this particular part. I'll zoom out a bit because I'm not getting the particular angle. So this particular angle is very much needed in 3D designing. Okay, so what I will do is, I'll just move this towards me a bit so that I can get a good angle from here. Okay, so now I'll be getting a good angle from here. Yeah, I've got a good angle. So now I'll be selecting this. Yeah, selected. So finally this part is selected, and what I will do is I will just delete it because I don't need it. So I will press delete and this particular part will go off. So finally you can see that our coffee mug is ready and a cup of coffee is ready. So you can have a coffee in this easily, but before that you need to print it. So as I have told you before that for printing a 3D model or a 3D design, you need a particular printer that is called a 3D printer. Okay, so our coffee mug is done. Now I will just move on to our next project, that is a flower vase. So I'll be deleting this one now because I don't need this. So I'll be making a flower vase for the next project, as the next project. Okay, so for making a flower vase, we'll be using a 2D object rather than a 3D object. Okay, so I'm selecting a circle and I am taking it at the middle. Yeah. So I've taken it at the middle. Okay, now what I have to do is I have to make four stairs like things. Like you all know that at the bottom part of a vase is small, at the middle semi-middle part is a big bit, then again towards the neck of the vase, that is it is a bit it is too small, it is too narrow, and then again at the top it is a bit thick. So I have to make that particular shape first. Okay, so how I'll make that shape, just see. What I will do is I will just select on this, I will just copy this particular circle. Okay, so I'll be using Control C and then Control V. So whenever I will doing this, a particular arrow will come and I will stretch it upwards like this. I've stretched it upwards. So depending on that point of axis, this particular thing has been copied and I have took it upward. Okay, so I have to make four stages like this. Two has been made, two more I have to make. So again what I will do, again I will select on this particular object, again Control C, Control V, same options, again I will stretch it upwards, again I will stretch it upwards. So see, okay, it's done. Now for the last time I have to again copy and paste it. Okay, so I will take it upward again. Yeah, I'm taking it upward. Okay, so four stages has been made. Now what I have to do is, you all know that this middle part, this particular middle part has to be more thick than the bottom or the neck part. So what I will do is, I will use scale to make it a bit bigger. I have to make the circle a bit bigger. Okay, this will be, yeah, all right. So this will be all right. Okay, so next I'll be working on this particular thing because at the neck you all know that it is a bit thin, so I will make it a bit thin. Let's make it a bit thin. Okay, so I made it a bit thin. Now what I have to do is, okay, let me do one more thing, that I will be making the neck of this a bit small, because the size of the bottom and the size of the neck doesn't remain same all the time, so I'll make it a bit small. So that depends upon you also, you can make it small or you cannot, so it depends upon you totally. Fine, so the four stages of our vase is ready. Now the last step, or rather the second last step, what I have to do is I have to press my control key from the keyboard and I have to select all this together. So all this together has been selected. Now what I have to do is, now I have to use the option loft. So let's see, where is my loft option? In the primitives you will be not getting it. Fine, let's move to the next option, that is sketch. No, you'll be not getting it there also. Next we'll be moving to construct option, and yes, over here you'll be getting this loft option. So as soon as you click on this loft option, you'll be seeing a magic. See, boom, Done. So the vase has been made, but it is not looking good because the sketches in the middle or inside this is making it a bit dull. So what I will do, I will from these particular options at the side that is made vertically over here, from here I'll be hiding the sketches. I'll be using the option hide sketch. So over here I'll be selecting on a hide sketch, and boom, all the things has been gone. Now we all know that a vase cannot be solid, because if a vase is solid, where you will pour the water and where you will just keep your flowers. So to make it hollow, again we'll be using that particular option, that is shell. Okay, so let's select the top of this. Okay, selected. Now I'll be using the option shell. Boom, done. Now I'll just stretch it a bit inside for making it a bit thick, a bit more. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's not done. Fine. I have to make it once more. The option has been valid. Okay, let's make it shell. Okay, use this option a bit inside, a bit inside. Yeah, done. So it is done. Now our flower vase is ready to be used. See, our flower vase is hollow from inside and it is looking gorgeous. See, it's looking gorgeous. Okay, see, like this you can just rotate the angle and you can just check this that either it is has been done properly or not. See, you can see inside. See, it is totally hollow inside. You can pour water and you can keep your flowers over here. You can also make a bit changes over here by making this particular neck a bit more thin, uh, or you can do one thing, you can just keep the top of the base a bit more big so that it looks good. Okay, so you can make many changes over here as you like. So like this coffee mug and this flower vase, you can make many projects over here. Anything you want, any design you want to make, you can make it over here. There will be no problem to make anything. And then if you want to print it out, you'll be needing a 3D printer to print it, and you'll be using it. Okay, so this was all about 3D designing. This was all about today's class. I hope you all have enjoyed this class. Okay, so on the next class we'll be coming out with some new things on 3D designing. Okay, so for now, for today, it's over. The class is over for today. Okay, so stay at your home, stay safe, and we'll be meeting you on the next day with a new video with a new project on 3D designing. Thank you. Have a nice day.